OKFM 101.7.
Yewra Dennis Miracle Aboagye Communications Director. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Na yene no entwetwe enkomo. Ona mo memwache.
Yeah, me just so na be yoko.
Boko na wo so
I don't know the way.
Ami. And then me who the new crusading guide. Now somebody about say Bawumia leads Mahama in latest polls by Outcomes International. Na pato wanya bia kenkan.
I think say Friday no kada me say your home report nti media ma say that mbo aka.
Mate na wo be na wo fafiri mu na wo ni wiase beche.
Oh, senior say almost every time there be kasa no about polling no. Maybe I dey back on me catch say nipa dwen no nti say robot. Opa dey back on yankobo boy ye pa won't rely on any nipa, especially because yankopo ma nipa sa ideas from one farmer ne abodi nyina, and that is enlightenment. Nti ema ho kwan ma nipa adwene de won't mean ka say ejida fa ko. Nti dia pole na ya ne say normally no ye no ye fa nye statistics no potse na ye hwe you share insights no at the end and nipa no dodo na eka na based on the omoka no e fahin na ye GDC ebitumi emiemiemu na yetumi nya improvement na e fahin na e ho no e si etumi esomu ye na ye bo ho ban enti fundamentally no that's what we take out from some of these polling what be the dance say this year polling the baby from different sources, and all those who make it available to us, analyze it, now improve it. The NSA, you be making sure say on the 7th of December, no, Ghana ni be kwa kotoda ba, obenye nyina so strong kwinti so to ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and polling the boy, ama yehu niema a Ghana for and the kwen be for so betime emimu. The issues of education still number one. Okain pool yene na pools about issues of education are still number one. And only maybe the dance say and they saw the microphone echo street in another call marketer obia bekacho say education in tea and no or did say trouble Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia MPP abane to so and Rami who say one of the number one critics of this government will pursue Twitter say on TFC ono na dwimu no ndema moye den so market women ne edwedifo ne emma wo Ghana ha eboji MPP so me kan na me hu straight away say enu no what Twitter nko ano on kofem ntine ne won no obia okofem ene Ghana fo
Yewra mama wo kofam pa o
but I say Mahama ne kan yo me say one of the key critics of
okay all right
social media influencers back and now all can say on anyone say on TCS or no dream no name more day and so 24 ne ma ne Ghana for and Bribia air budget Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so and I was saying say and they is a microphone now to call street now to call market now to call ye maame nom ne ye papa nam so they will tell you say ade ba ko pa emom ne chi ene say aban we aba eho akwanya aba amom so ene omoma daate empo nyendru hokra kola ne nyendru bebi opeso dukra na otimu sa kola ne daate aye bright isa ne school ene homa fiance mo aban ede aba and what kind polls have been you clearly realize that it's critical in those polls. What it means or what it tells us as a campaign, they say, and the prior year education sector, no Ghana ni be and Ghana for any so. And see, I say, you're bomb buying and making sure that sign the panel and science quality. Now, see, the ACA in the education sector, I see the account, and clearly, no, you'd realize that these things reflect strongly your manifesto mo. Into your manifesto, you realize that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is quite emphatic when it comes to education, and the vision for education here, educational opportunities for all, equal educational opportunities for all. And that focus now by with the buy in 2017 and society. Yenye GDN say adeɛ baako ebetumi aboa na Ghana ni bi ɔte Ghana fa na bibia ebetumi nya me economic independence prekope no ebeye se yebema no kwan na wetumi develop the needed skills are ono so betumi dey compete in the future. And the only way to provide these skills for the Ghanaian child no is through education. And education no anya no an say dey akora na kwatra classroom say enche dey. It must be holistic and it must be relevant to the times that you find your own in. Into technical vocational education training, abai we asakre mu sonko kra ama abaye very very modernized. Me no can say our TVET education can compete with any form of technical vocational education you can find in the world.
Uncle Dennis, me call Dr. Asamoah Kodvit.
Yeah, Kodvit, yeah.
Na what me chinify menene a government project ahodoɔ ne nipa enrollment into the Kodvit program no. I'm said the success story of Kodvit no. Won can mu 10% kura.
Baby, you can do baby I cry. You can do baby I cry.
Yeah, heavy.
And me no ka say on. Say yon kola ni wie secondary technical school na. On one kasa based on training and when you know between up to no kwe bi en adwuma without necessarily stressing so kwakotwa so. And that's a fact. Modernized training workshops, very very modern power, are simulation centers. Sapalani ye auto mechanical, a modern auto mechanical shop. Ye training on movie assembling plant, vehicle assembly plant, ye DB or my women. They can go in there and fit in directly. We didn't even end it there. Me no can say it's an modernized training at the moment in see. Buying a lot of these auto companies are Kabomuma. Yani universities are set up vehicle assembling training institutes. And Minister University of Ghana and say what you see on my back road being a dagempa. I connect to Kohachu now. Most of Toyota will be
yeah, very very big one.
Yes. We are training young people who will be ready for the job market right after this trade. And we are making technical education very attractive. And then TVET and enrollment, and now just about 46,000 or 42,000, and it came 160,000 enrollment. Because you're making sure, say, in addition to modernization, you be free. Not going to be to me. I could be last time about how I know me and Kasami experience. It was senior high school, and why I think free senior high school is one of the most impactful policies this country has ever seen. In fact, the last time I checked on my Facebook wall, and I'm almost about 200,000 views. And go and watch the comments. Senior, I did be in why I were my way more as so. Esene, Humesia Yamana is free at the secondary level. Now, Mempai Bunina say, Dakro. And Chekra in the very near future, universities from level 100 to level 400, polytechnics level 100 to level 300, college of education, any all tertiary institutions be free. Na Ghana ni bia wo Ghana fa na bibia sikeniba ohiniba obia onni bi eba obia betumi enya opportunity na wotumi akọ school no ide we wie. Simple. Say, o mine it me ma osa akunya no. Now call basic education free. Now call secondary education free. Now call tertiary education free. Now via. That's our bra born went to me and find ye bibia. Won't to me in fact blame no and mobi. But there Japan say yawu what we fear a bin ni ho. And yawu and I can't say a hona opu. Yankupon na mu pie was safe yedim. Na wasa atenkanone akomane opepane se wunya ya aka won so be sia de na won so da chia yi wunya ya aka won so be je won akọ school what make you busiani mina if you so hear him. Na esan se wo ma mi ni bi. Ni san se wo papa ni bi nti. School fees are which 500 cedis, 1,000 cedis, 1,500 Ghana cedis are which nti. No kids if ye. E to de bia obi mpo a wo tua school fees na ma na wie no. Wa ko school na wie no. What tua ma na wie so ko school no. Esane singlet are only. Esane kayas. See that's only kayas. Slippers are only. Now what kids if you will coffee mensa any kodobo nsunyina ewo community ba ho coffee mensa nyi ye no wotimi akọ school area be doctor okono befie ebe sere busuafo a obeba na kodo mensa ete kwan nten na ye sere kodo mensa. But the difference between coffee bones and kodo mensa ni say coffee bones efie ne papa ne maami tumi nyi esketua no kan ma ni ko school na mensa de ne bi ni fie nti wontumi antoa so nti na wakatena kwan ho no ade ne yemmo bu nyina sa opportunity no bi antumi nkobi na so wuwie a ne nyina ye kwa ne nyina ye besi a no bi de ni da den aba. There is not a single policy this country has seen that is bigger and better than free senior high school, and I'm praying for a day you bet me atoa so dia ko yenim. Nti Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's point is that South Free Senior High School here reflected in every pool in Abano. He's quite convinced to say we have to upgrade it to the next level. And the next level of upgrade is then they say I can't know my mienu wo ho ese se miemu na sa niam no yetumi e ma ne gira na so prekoto. Ye di kan improved infrastructure. When me be ya dwen say it's a free senior high school nti number of children na echo school no oma doso. Every school are there never. In the past 8 years, government has been working hard to fill in that infrastructural gap, no? But we still have more work to do. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is promising that upgrade. Say we will finish this infrastructure expansion under his presidency, and is committed to it. Second one, feeding. You agree with me? Say as I speak to you, secondary school be able to come with two challenges. It will be infrastructure and feeding. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is committed and is clearly outlined ways that he would ensure, say, the feeding for these children for senior high schools, will be top notch. It will be upgraded to ensure, say, upgrading making sure, say, colony feeding, a bit years and you see, and then, see, it will be success, we would be a shining example for hundreds of countries across the world in terms of creating equal opportunities for all in education. There are very few countries in this world that say, say, educational system. It's a senior Ghana. It's a aquala sorry on pa. We hear also we find the bag. Now, and that is one of the things that is showing up in almost every poll in Aba, including their Aba last weekend. And we are looking at improving that aspect. There are other key issues like youth unemployment. It's critical. In fact, youth unemployment remains one of the top things on the mind of every Ghanaian. Say, making sure say, in Yuma Beba, now millions of Ghanaians are still Aboagye has created over 2.3 million jobs. And yet, we still have millions of young Ghanaians are in Yuma. And Senior, it's even going to be more critical because the more skilled citizens you produce, the more jobs you have to create. In Tenei will be able to they say we are going to have a lot more skilled and ready to work young people in our society than we had in the past. And until Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, I promise it, specific interventions are or the better to create jobs. One, which is very critical, is the 1 million young people he promises to train in digital skills. And then, India, there are millions of young Indians but companies are not employers, any India. Companies are US, companies are Europe, any other countries in Asia, simply because of the digital foundation India for a creation, and that is something that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is committed to. After all, he has championed and led this digital drive for this country rigorously in the last 8 years, and all we are going to do is to upgrade digital efforts now, you know, by ensuring, say, having put in all the systems and structures in place, now we move towards training our young people in these digital skills so they can fill in the jobs available and jobs outside the country. The promise is not air for 1 million young people. He's also spoken about SME banker, OBP, small and medium enterprises. And there's a reason. Ghana has 90% of businesses in this country are SMEs. 90% of businesses in the companies in Ghana are small and medium enterprises. That's a fact. Now, of the employed population in that space, 80% of them are employed under SMEs. What it means basically is that if we're able to build our SMEs for them to grow and expand, absorb a lot of the unemployed in our country. And so Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's plan is simple. He's setting up an SME bank that is exclusively dedicated towards providing needed financial support, capital injections for our SMEs in the country. ADB, the share agricno. We also a banker and no SMEs in to make sure that all our small and medium enterprises are able to perform, expand, produce more, and employ more. Now, on one other strategy, the other strategy is that whilst these SMEs are being provided with the needed funding, no more, no more expanding. Some produce here, we must be able to get the needed demand to buy and I say to procure and purchase Nyamano producer. And he is introducing the holistic credit scoring system. Now, what the credit scoring system and they say, senior, when you say Okwabrutia, almost cash and carry to say cash and carry Ghana Hanu. And then Ghana ha, Opeka, just a wabbo was again no. As a way to me a car dealership, Wakotoka. Open Kunyakra Udimo, just a web was kenning Nano, as Wakotonkunya. The Bia cash and carry. In Tiabrabona Ebono. Won't to me, Yaw Nema, we now live comfortable life at a good da. And Bia or deficit, baby. And Bia no, just say, what Bob was the Kanwan, your cat, and Wakoton, your open auto. And it's simply because a Britino, Omode, a Bossiabo, and a friend credit system, and a Ditanaho. And Tiene, Sabia, Wako hiding, and our penny ama, SCC Udemua. Fesican Coton Kunya, and Fesican Coton TV, and Fesican Cotompa all at a go. The Arian say, Oko no Coton Kunyano on credit, and Pa on credit, TV on credit, fridge on credit. Bosumi Bia, with Juma William. See it out 20,000 Ghana cities, and now they tell 1,000 Ghana cities. Would you move 50 cities? Ebitia and Konyana Uchianeka. Would you move 50? Etia Pano. Would you move 50? Etia Fridge, that they can order a couple of for the month. In Kakranka, in fact, Utia can do baby. Now they now Kotoy, the Fufraba, Utumidi, the one call, now they are Kosa, now Gusuchianka Krakra. What this does is that a maximum of cost of living, a coffin. A sansuma enidie eba. A sansuma improvement in the lives of the people eba. Na ne kesi akra ne say, so we put this anyama way in place. Emma with citizens are. Obie to menya bito. Na omo tono. Na say companies no be producing more. Say they be able to meet demand na eba no. Companies no producing more no. Na they would need a lot more hands to be able to produce it. They will employ more to absorb the young people in the communities. So I can go on and on and on and on. And the point I'm making is that the polling is critical for us, not just because after 7-8 months, it's become obvious. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has improved bigly from where we were in November last year to the point where we're moving from trailing Mahama to actually overtaking Mahama and leading in this post. That is the reality on the ground. The hearing is here. The hearing say in the next 70 days or so, Aka is say Tuabano. And Yama Ben Nagana for a year says a year. And what Jude was saying within 60 days practically. That the year to be real within the next 60 days, what is the assurance? What is the strategy? What is the proposal? And how are we communicating it to the Ghanaian voter to believe say the future of this country is at stake, and the person we can trust to lead this country into the future. No one making sure say the day I come as no, you bet me a year as on mine, and the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Senior, you to mean sign quietly. You to mean come be an and no. What we need to do, just as every civil society does and every civil country does, and they say, they are yet to me, yam bon buying. Not the into nay upgrade and queening. Not the into me, yam boy and one. The intermediate going into the future.
Now, Monsieur say, so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and some are all country. If one say me ba may say promises I would all ye no. Nippana and buy into the organ. Monsieur Bibisa.
You know, and canano. And ana, ye did say Ghana for Kotuaba, and this is for better than 1992 yes, okwa the matches declosing nakotoma bronino and then never be brave sasa and until as we speak every day as the days go by are pulling every no who say or to sign and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia equanim because you see like I said before Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia take you off your status here campaign we no look there have been challenges especially from 2020 but most especially since 2022. This country has gone through very difficult time in our macroeconomic space. And NDC for your mama, I assume you say automatically because omu fee say we are safe for the United Day, not Ghana for yes we be a kind automatically no Ghana no kwa kwakotwa ma your mama. Again, they assume they say MPP for 8 years. In some 8 years, yeah, omutamaso, omunko obiye 8 years. It's automatically no Ghana for Kotoma Jomahama. That is actually what the NDC thought. But that was at a time now ye flag bearer ampuye. That was at a time ye a flag bearer no na onya si fam and Ghana for enkasaye. And now me no kasi and soon sound sworn from every poll in Aba, including posters crowd NDC from your post my NDC. Every day when they release their polls, you could still see huge improvement on the part of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as against John Mahama. And the reason is simple. The Ghanaian voter has realized that waba bedi o mampeni pen. And the ama wo kasa in 2024 yina. Wo kasa ni oma we nyina in 2012. Ema ye jina so eto aba ma wo. There is not a single promiser former President Mahama Emma and na one man has promised in 2012. And then you became president in 2013, 14, 15, 16. You did not fulfill a single of these promises that you made to us within the period. Rather, no, for each of the macroeconomic indicators, you moved us from bad to worse. Your friend on even social interventions, social safety net, or my way, Edia to Ghana for enjoy crowd, would difference him. In Kola over 100,000, and our Fibia, or Mokate if you want to be uncle school. Next, for the teacher for every year school, 4 years, one form where you remember. Omwa, Omutubini Juma during your tenure in the public sector, or ye Juma 12 months, Ususkeni or Ubetian 3 months. Yet there's sumo for 4 years. Ni Yakani and fine ye Juma. In Kofoyuma Eguye, companies shut down. And bread do ya not public sector for earth yes, slow, improve our conditions of service. Na ya ketwamu tu mo kakra because of many more under your tenure no o show mo enim e catch mo say wo no we who strike e hu and to strike wo ho enya wo hwe na se wo e ya aketua enko antum no mo penti no mo ko strike dia why to say odwan funu unsuro sekan nti dia mo be o mo nge next for the teacher for more colleges or more school here for ma o mo rely on nurses and teachers allowance o different o mo nsem almost free one or catch almost say no one now be restore no matter about more dia and come to a bentia. Nanti senior at the back. Who did this say? San yama we are obey as a mampeni. Usan be bium 8 years later. Now be catch a gunner for say omun to abama. Who did this say nurse in the twabama? Doctor Nina 8 years ago catch was say to na catch your ma was say on tono or that's all. Students now within the nurses and teachers allowance stream in Seven, and now I nurse, I doctor. Nurse for the civil servant, doctor for now, which you 3 months out of 12 months, or retirement, you that's war. In Kola 100,000 now, Joe Mutlef, you know, that's all whole. Almost what? Omunia no mabenya kwanya ko secondary school no mo breso no mo ye under you to mo tia kono omuni tia so omo wona na wa be mu a aka omunia no mo e no mo to be call secondary school mo wi a omo to aso ko mo nya sa akonya no they will vote against the former president senior. There is no way these people I have mentioned who are going to go into the polls and vote for John Mahama, His Excellency. The man became president and he failed completely. He became president and he disregarded everybody in this country. He became president and he woefully failed to perform. And there is no way, absolutely no way that Ghanaians are going to line up and vote for him. After all, who wants to go back? After all, who wants to go and take something that was not in good condition? And that is why every day, you see an improvement in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's friend is saying, polls and survey in this country. On your perfect, on your 100%. But the Ghana phone can say between the former president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and they see in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a leader that is committed and dedicated towards the cause of this country, a leader that is looking into the future and believes that Ghana can also fight to build this country to be as competitive as any other country can be. And that is why I can tell you without any shadow that say nobody is taking John Mahama's words for anything. Nobody is taking John Mahama's words for anything. And it's not as he said, you cannot yet say that. You cannot, what can be paying, ya see be paying, your man and walk in your pain, they are obey and obey. We need to give another person a chance. No, so, need the Eka bit me, or no, so for me, come on, MIA.
Mira, mamma, not Siano pay.
But that's it. Let me show you.
We shall so, Ora Dennis, Miracle, Aboagye Communications Director, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the campaign in Action Komono.
OKFM 101.7.